All right, so here we have our best fine dining experiences. And we didn't want to go to the extreme end of fine dining where it's like always a tasting menu and everything's super formal. But these are not places where you'd go to pick up some quick food. These are places you definitely want to go and sit down and enjoy the atmosphere. We love the atmosphere. We are like quality over quantity when it comes to these kinds of things.
Yeah, just a context for who we are. We aren't seeking like as much food as we can cram, and we're not budget conscious in terms of, you know, let's go eat as cheap as possible. But when you travel somewhere, half the experience is the food.
For us anyway.
And so, yeah, I understand everybody's got a different budget. This particular class for the best fine dining is fine dining. We're basing these 5 best restaurants off of the food first with our assessment, and then everything else comes into mind because there's a lot of opinion, there's a lot of process.
So number 5 is Bouchon.
Bouchon, this is Thomas Keller, and
classic
Thomas Keller has French Laundry in Napa. You got to make a reservation there 6 months in advance, and it's super pricey. Haven't done that yet, but I've been to Bouchon, and this is his other restaurant. He has Bouchon Bakery, which is different than the Bouchon French restaurant, and everything there is French, and French food is fantastic. I couldn't say any bad things about Bouchon. It was a really great restaurant.
I know you especially enjoy the oysters there, and I think the bread there as well, you mentioned, was really, really good. There's not a ton of gluten-free vegan options, and part of that is like, that's very French. Like a lot of the French food is bread-based. A lot of it is
heavenly.
Very, like fish and different meats like that are very finely prepared. But they did have some good options and some salads there, and I just enjoy the atmosphere. You're in there and you feel like there's definite care that's been taken for each and everything. So I really enjoy it.
And it's in the Venetian, and it's upstairs, like I think the 2nd or 3rd floor in the Venetian. So it's kind of tucked away, but very nice place. Number 4, and it's brand new. And it's Elio,
and
right?
You've heard of it before.
Yes, we've mentioned it. Everything there is fantastic. And I love Mexican food, and I love high-end Mexican food.
Right.
And so this checks all the boxes.
And again, for me, it's very heavily vegetarian and almost all gluten-free, so that makes a really fun experience. Our suggestion is to go ahead of time before your reservation. Sit in the bar area, which is really nice, and a kind of nice transitional space. One of the things that we love about dining is when we're in a place where they have intentional transitional spaces, and so you go from one experience in one room to another experience in another. And so this restaurant, we always go early. We get a drink at the bar, which has little, booth kind of areas as well. It's not just high top, and we just kind of sit there and it's, kind of unwind from whatever we've been doing that day and get ready for our amazing meal coming up.
And they have a tequila tasting room. It's a glass room. It's like a wine room, but it's for tequila. That's
crazy.
Really fun, and it's a brand new space. And so we actually can't wait to see it when it opens up again. We were talking to the manager about it, and really looking forward to the new look and new feel. But the food's fantastic.
Okay, so number 3 is Nobu. Now, a lot of these places you've heard of because the reason we love them is because their food is amazing, right? But Nobu also has a really beautiful atmosphere. It has lights that come down from the ceiling that look kind of like, I don't know, like candle lamps or like, those things, I forget what they're called, but when you set off lanterns that have candles in them and they just kind of float away, it looks like that's coming down from the ceiling.
And some of the booths are made circulars. No, there's no straight lines. Everything's a circle, and it's all moving, and there's no fine, hard edges, and so it's really flowy. And the food, you can order individual items or you can do a tasting menu. If you're a carnivore like I am, try the vegetarian tasting menu. It's fantastic because the ingredients are different in the way that they're made, and it's something special, and you'll save $100 too, which is fun. But Nobu is worldly renowned. It's everywhere. There's one in San Diego, Los Angeles. I think there's one in Malibu. There's one here.
Yeah.
There's they're all over the place, but that's why, because they're very good.
Yeah, and for a reason. I remember the first time I had this like roasted vegetable platter, and I was like, have I even eaten vegetables before this moment? I didn't know they could taste so good. But the flavors that they bring out, I don't know how they do it. Obviously the ingredients are top, and the way they prepare it is amazing, and so you really feel like you're getting a full experience.
Number 2 is Rose Rabbit Lai at the Cosmo. And this is a really fun restaurant in the back of the Cosmo. It has live performers, and the first time we went there, they put us in the corner by the piano, and there was a tap dancer that came on and it was dancing on the piano for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And how often do you get to see a tap dancing? And
at dinner.
Yeah, eat caviar tacos and like repurposed wonderful dishes that are like blowing your mind. It's really cool.
And again, this has that aspect of that transitional space, and even upgraded, like even better. You go into this whole other speakeasy room. It's such a fun experience. We're in a room by ourselves because Jeremy's an introvert. Just look. And then all the people are out there. And then you get seated in the main dining room, and then the show starts and they're singing and dancing and such great energy. They do have great gluten-free vegan options as well, and we actually had a dessert there that we really liked as well.
This is the coconut with the pineapple sorbet and a panna cotta something.
We don't often eat desserts, but really liked that. For us, like, it checked all the boxes.
The number 1 restaurant in Las Vegas, easy. This one was so easy to do. Is Joel Robuchon, and this is the main one, 3 Michelin stars. Going to a 3 Michelin star restaurant is a experience of a lifetime. It's not open right now, but hopefully it returns very soon. Now, let me tell you, when you go in, there are like 6 waiters for one table, it seems. Maybe not exactly that quantity, but they're so present and they're so aware. And you know, Ali said that she was gluten intolerant, and the waiters literally whispered to each other as they were passing each other in the aisles, and they were communicating exactly what our needs were.
Yeah.
And so they came over and they brought a bread cart that was like the size of a trolley and had 50 different kinds of bread on it that they just made for that day.
Yeah.
And you can have anything you want. And I think I had like 7 or 8 different kinds of bread. It was so heavenly.
Oh.
And every single item there wasn't a thing I didn't like. In the drinks, it was our favorite drink, of course,
Yeah.
and one of our favorite entrees in Vegas. And it was so picturesque. And we know we're making your mouth water right now as you're
My
seeing
own mouth
these
is
pictures.
watering.
You're seeing our pictures of what we got to eat. Oh, so
It
nice.
was so amazing, and I did love the attention to detail. Again, there are other Michelin star places, and the attention is always really like high quality. But what I really loved is here I felt totally taken care of in terms of vegan, gluten-free. I essentially said, yeah, get me whatever you suggest.
So a qualifier on this, there's one restaurant we haven't been to that
We've
could make this
tried.
list. And it's from Jose Andres, and it's called and it's like only 6 or 8 people are allowed to eat there in the evenings each day, and so it's very exclusive. There's more waiters and staff than there are people that come in, and it's like hidden in like Elio and the Cosmo.
If you would like to learn more, do hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be continuing with more videos on Vegas.
And smash that like button if you like this video.